Okay, let's get started with Daily with Doc. Please open up the doors if you would, please. And I'm going to turn off that wonderful ding, 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 ding. There we go. So hello, and welcome everybody to Daily with Doc. So excited to have you here with us as we have new people in the room with us. We people that have been here for a long time, watching us for the last 3 years. I can't believe, Dr. Wallach, that we have been doing a program together. Coming up in just 2 weeks, we started 3 years ago with
Cool.
having a weekly program, hosting you with me as the hostess. I am super excited on that. So we're going to have to do something for our anniversary. Thinking maybe let's have a Ask Vet Live type scenario, because I've got a lot of veterinarian questions coming in, as we as humans have a heart, and our heart extends onto our fur babies as well. So just something to think about, folks. If you have pets and you have any questions that you would like to ask Dr. Wallach, the first week of July, we will be having some Ask Vet focused shows. So keep a lookout for that and join us. Make sure that you are subscribed and following on YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook. Critical Health. Except for Facebook is Critical Health. Forget the news. But on YouTube and Rumble, we are fully Critical Health News. And we are sponsored by DailywithDoc.com. So this website is a group of certified holistic health coaches who are focused on providing a message that offers nutrition, because we're nutritionally deficient, over chemical bandages. So there's a lot of things that we can do, folks, as empowered individuals to help ourselves. And I always knew that there was something that I was missing, because I thought I was doing everything right. Yet I was getting sicker and sicker. They kept adding labels to my chart saying that I had this and this and this and this and this. And it's like, it just doesn't make sense until I heard the doctor that I am able to host today, that I am so very, very honored to be able to bring to the world a message of hope. But it's not just a message of hope, folks. It's empowerment. We do not have to be slaves to any type of system that tells us what we can and can't do, as far as putting things in our mouth, and be dependent to just be able to see tomorrow. Folks, we're not meant to just barely survive. Our bodies were designed to thrive. And in order to do that, we have to give it what it needs to do so, because we're made up of more than just water, more than just proteins, more than just carbohydrates, more than just fats. We're made up of 90 essential nutrients at a minimum. And this man right here that we host on our Daily with Doc program is the man who did over 30,000 autopsies, whether he did the autopsies himself or he did reviews, and looking at all of the data and the slides to figure out what went wrong, why. And he's been able to do that. And it's not just doing it. His thesis is considered a national treasure and is held in the Smithsonian Museum, or the Smithsonian Library. What is it called, Dr. Wallach? You've got a better memory than I do, so I need to work on that. But Diseases of Exotic Animals.
There you go.
You can find it. So I know the name of the book. I was just the Smithsonian Institute. There we go. In Washington, D.C. So if you were invited to watch this program by somebody specific, make sure that you get back with them and say, thank you for sharing this program. I learned a lot, because I have confidence that you will be learning a lot. And if you continue to plug in and watch some of our past shows that we have been doing now for almost 3 years, you will think of people as you're listening that this could be beneficial for, because we're all created and all require the same foundation, and depending on where our health has gone determines what specials and secret sauces we need in order to allow the body to do what it was designed to do. This program is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician. It is for education purposes only on the importance of nutrition. The FDA requires us to let you know that our products are not meant to diagnose, prevent, cure any diseases. But like I said, folks, when you give the body what it needs, the body can do some amazing things. And we are going to hear from the doctor himself, one of the founding fathers of the science of epigenetics, who through his learning in obtaining a Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, a doctorate of veterinary medicine, which took him around the world, with 3 postdoctorates in pathology, and then decided after teaching nutrition, why don't I just become a human doctor too, and got a degree in naturopathic medicine. Folks, it is my honor and privilege to present to you Dr. Joel Wallach. Welcome, Dr. Wallach.
Well, thank you so much, Rebecca. Thank you, team, for being here. The world needs you, and so I cannot thank you enough for being part of the team. This is bigger than a one-man job. God is a great coach, but we do need an army. And you've heard me say this before. It's a whole task was to raise an army, to teach an army, to take care of the earth and the people and the critters on the earth. And so we have to get busy.
Well, Dr. Wallach, I know we try to cover something a little bit different each and every day.
Mm-hmm.
I have had so many people, both humans and animals, with nerve conditions. Can we talk about the nervous system today? How we can protect it? What's it made of? Just the whole gamut. If there's damage to the nervous system, what are some of the symptoms of that?
Okay, well, this is very easy. Okay. And we actually have several books that would be useful here. One is It's All in Your Head. It covers the diseases that occur when any one of the 12 pairs of cranial nerves, the spinal cord, and all their branches are impinged upon. And people don't realize it, but the nerves that make your toes tingle, okay, and the doctors want to treat your toes and amputate your toes, this and the other, it's all happening up in your skull, okay, because the nerves in your toes start up. What?
Put your book down. I've got the books.
Oh, okay.
Tell me which one, and I'll put it up. That way we can hear you nice and clear, okay?
Okay. So,
thank you.
Yeah. Okay, you want to go to page 6, okay? Okay, page 6, it's all in your head. And this shows you what happens to the skull when you have osteoporosis of the skull. The top skull is normal. It's an autopsy. We've taken the top of the skull off. You're looking down upon the brain. But what I want you to see in this picture is the skull is uniformly a quarter inch thick. That's normal. The bottom picture, also an autopsy, the bottom picture, okay, there you go. You need to raise that up a little bit. There you go, there you go. Okay, the skull has been removed at autopsy. The top of the skull, you're looking down on the brain. The brain looks totally different than a normal brain. Okay, and then the skull, instead of being uniformly a quarter of an inch thick, it's anywhere from 1.5 inches to 2 inches or more thick. Okay, squeezing upon the 12 pairs of cranial nerves and squeezing upon the cranial nerve, spinal cord, and causing right now more than 37 different diseases. And just below the skull, you get 17 different diseases. Okay, when the skull is impinging on that, and there shows you the cranial nerves. And then, of course, I think it's page 27. Look at page 27. I think it should show a picture of the skull and the spinal cord back in there, at the back side of the book.
Page 22.
There you go. Well, it's close. Yeah, there you go. I want you to see all the nerves in the skull, 12 pairs of cranial nerves, all the nerves in the neck, okay, from the brainstem, and then the spinal cord goes down to your tailbone, but all the branches come off of that spinal cord into your arms, into your fingers, into your heart, into your lungs, into your liver, into your intestines, into your pelvis, into your legs, down into your toes. So the nervous system is extremely important here. It's not just saying, oh, you have itchy skin between your toes. That's only one of its many, many functions. Okay. And so most people don't realize the scope that the nervous system has. Well, that's why we have, again, the 90 essential nutrients. We have the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. I like the Big Hammer, which has 215 nutrients, including the 90 is the core. And then I also like to add, before you get a problem, okay, before you get a problem, I like to add the Synaptive. Take 3 of those twice a day. Synaptive, which gives your brain cells the ability to talk to each other, and the brain cells to talk to the spinal cord, and spinal cord to talk to the brain, and so on. And then you also need the I-26. The I-26 builds the myelin, the white matter of the brain, which makes up 25% of your brain weight and 25% of your spinal cord weight. When you start getting demyelinization, you're in trouble. This will get all these hundreds of different diseases, hundreds of different diseases when you add them all up, 5 or 6 for each nerve, and some of them 10, 12 different diseases for one nerve being squeezed, depending on its location. And so it's one of those crazy things that you really have to pay attention. I try to eat 3 eggs twice a day, soft boiled, soft poked, soft scrambled butter, not fried, not hard boiled, because you want that cholesterol, because the myelin is 100% cholesterol. Cholesterol is a good thing. Okay, so that's why we have the Synaptive. That's why we have the I-26. The I-26 is again, the support for the myelin, the white matter of the brain. And it says right on the label, it said we were bold enough to put it right on the label, provides 25% of your daily need. One dose provides 25% of your daily need of cholesterol to maintain your myelin and brain cells and so forth. Well, I take, let's see here, of the myelin, okay, I like to take the I-26, and I take chewables. It comes in pills and powder and chewables. I like the chewables, taste like vanilla ice cream. I take 3 a day. Sometimes I'll take them all at once when I'm in a hurry, but I try taking 1 at breakfast, 1 at lunch, and 1 at dinner time, okay, and the I-26. And so I'm getting 75% of my daily need of cholesterol just by taking that I-26 3 doses a day, okay? Then all the eggs I'm eating, I'm taking more of the cholesterol. Cholesterol does not block your arteries. I'm going to repeat that. Cholesterol does not block your arteries. I'm going to repeat that. Cholesterol does not block your arteries. It's fried foods. It's salad dressings. Those are the things that block your arteries, not cholesterol. Doctors miss this, like saying, well, the reason why you have pneumonia is you're breathing oxygen. Stop breathing oxygen. Well, the pneumonia will go away, but you'll die, okay? And so they created all these new diseases by getting people off of cholesterol. And the pharmaceutical industry came up with cholesterol-lowering drugs, statin drugs. That increased the number of diseases we had that nobody had ever seen before, okay? And so we're trying to fix things by getting the information out there. And we want 10,000 lectures a day, okay? We want 10,000 lectures a day, okay? And right now, I'm giving maybe 4 or 5 a day, but we have an army out there. We've raised an army. We want to give them a new tool. The new tool, I know Becca and I are working on this new tool. It's the 90 for Life, okay? 90 for Life crusade to save the world and humanity, okay? It's gonna be about 75 pages when it's done with all the references and everything. And there's color pictures in here of many of the diseases. It's really quite complete. This, you'll be able to give Dr. Wallach's lectures if you get this flip chart. It's gonna be a flip chart. And then a month or so after the flip chart comes out, we'll come out with a thing that you can put in your computer. What's it really called, Becca?
Oh, it's a digital download, Dr. Wallach, but it would be super quick to get the digital download before having the flip chart.
Okay.
But you're the boss.
I'd like the flip chart first, because
Okay.
he's not going to be giving lectures to auditoriums full of thousands of people. And that's what that that's what the
digital download is going to be a presentation, folks. It's a PowerPoint that you'll be able to broadcast
and show in a group
and
at
share
any
with
time.
of
Okay.
all sizes.
Okay, now this flip chart, I'm very excited about this because everybody's gonna be able to do this. You can carry it in your purse, you can carry it in your briefcase. And you can pop it out and give a presentation to one person, 10 people with that flip chart. Now you want to give a lecture to 100 people. I would use the thing that's going to be a
And it's the PowerPoint digital download, Dr. Wallach.
PowerPoint. Okay, I'll remember the PowerPoint. Digital download is not in my, it's not in my vocabulary. Okay.
Okay.
PowerPoint. Okay. All right. And so PowerPoint. Yeah. And so I'm very excited about this. Everybody needs to get a hold of this book. It's all in your head, because when we reprint this, it's going to go from about 37 different diseases to about 55 diseases, because we keep finding more diseases that are caused by osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing the brain, squeezing the 12 pairs of cranial nerves, squeezing the spinal cord. For instance, people get up 3 times, 5 times, 8 times, 10 times a night to urinate, and the doctors want to, take their prostate gland out. Well, what if it's a woman? It occurs in women more often than it does in men. Well, that women don't have prostate glands, so doctors are ticked off because they can't take a prostate gland off because they don't have one. Okay, so what's going on here? Well, when you have osteoporosis of the skull, it's squeezing the spinal cord, okay, and telling the urinary bladder to urinate. And so when you're urinating 3, 5, 10 times a night, and that many times during the day, that's because your spinal cord is being crushed, okay, as it's coming out of the back of the skull, and it's telling your urinary bladder to urinate, and that's why you have those problems. It's not a urinary problem, it's a neurological problem, it's a nerve problem. That's why we wanted to talk about nerves today, because it's so common. And we can save an enormous amount of unnecessary misery. We can save an enormous amount of what should I say, unnecessary risks to do surgeries and anesthesia and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm very excited about this, and we're going on to the next step, okay? And we're going to take this army we've built now over the years and turn this into an army of healers instead of an army of consumers. And many of these people in the army have become healers, but I want to go from 10% healers to 50, 60, 75% healers, okay? And I'm very excited about this, because when you give an army tools, they can perform. When you give an army the tools, they can perform. If they don't have the tools, they can't perform, no matter how deep their heart is into it. If they don't have the tools, they can't perform. So we're going to give them the tools. It's coming. And by the end of this month, we should have the 90 for Life available. We're down to the last little niddly things that need to be done here to get it printed. And so I'm very excited about this. Over to you, Becca.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. And so let's talk a little bit about, we've got the cranial nerves, and the cranial nerves, they affect things that are going on in like the eyes and the muscles and all the face. And
okay, let me hit that a little bit quickly. Okay, cranial nerve number 1, there's 2 nerves of each number. One comes out the right side, one comes out the left side. They're pairs. Okay, cranial nerve number 1, loss of the sense of smell. Okay, that's the olfactory nerve. Cranial nerve number 2 is being squeezed. You get the optic nerve. You lose your vision slowly. Oh, you're slowly going blind. We need to do operations in your eye. No, it's osteoporosis of the skull squeezing the optic nerve. Ptosis, the pupil not responding to light. Okay, it doesn't contract like it's supposed to in bright light. That's the 3rd cranial nerve. Double vision, palsy, pain in the eye. That's cranial nerve number 4. Okay, and then cranial nerve number 5, the trigeminal nerve, you get trigeminal neuralgia. I mean, we're talking about headaches behind the eyes, in your cheeks and face and neck and so forth. Trigeminal nerve, neuralgia, 5th cranial nerve, double vision, strabismus, and the 6th cranial nerve. Bell's palsy, one side of your face will droop when the 7th cranial nerve gets squeezed. Let's see, is one on each side. Tinnitus, ringing in the ears, deafness, vertigo, dizziness. This is called Meniere's disease. And you can have any one of these 4 symptoms or diseases. It's the 8th cranial nerve being squeezed. It's the it's the vestibular branch, okay, and the auditory branch. There's 2 different branches of the 8th cranial nerve, and when they both get squeezed, you're getting all this stuff going on there, and the doctors say, "Oh, you have Meniere's disease." Well, we can reverse that. It's very easily reversed. Okay, cranial nerve number 9, loss of the sense of taste, loss of the gag reflex. You can't swallow properly. Your voice changes. Okay, it's cranial nerve number 9, the gastro. Let's see here.
is that gastroparesis that affects the way that our food moves through the digestive system and can cause pain as well?
That's correct. Gastroparesis is cranial nerve number 10, gastroparesis. Okay, it's the vagus nerve. Loss of the gag reflex, okay, it's the glossopharyngeal nerve. That's what it's, glossopharyngeal nerve, okay? Glossal meaning tongue and pharyngeal meaning the throat, okay? Cranial nerve number 9 is the glossopharyngeal nerve, okay? That's easily reversed. Gastroparesis, extreme pain in the stomach, hiccups, the branch goes to your diaphragm and causes hiccups. Also, 10th cranial nerve being squeezed, you really get into trouble with heart issues. You get fast heart rate, tachycardia, slow heart rate. You get irregular heart rate, which doctors want to do a heart transplant, or they cut anesthetize you, cut you open, take your heart out, and put a hot branding iron on your heart, trying to find a place that causes the heart to beat irregularly. Okay, AFib, atrial fibrillation. It's not a heart issue. It's osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing the 10th cranial nerve, the 10th cranial nerve. Okay, which causes gastroparesis. Okay, that's the vagus nerve. Cranial nerve number 11, loss of the trapezius ability, because it's a motor thing for be able to raise your arms. It comes out of your skull. Okay, the loss of the trapezius function. Okay, let's see here. Also affects the mastoid, chewing muscles and stuff like that. 12th cranial nerve, the atrophy of the tongue and speech. So when you have a squeezing of the 9th cranial nerve, the glossopharyngeal nerve, okay, and squeezing the 12th cranial nerve, you're in trouble, because then you have two things hitting that, your throat and your tongue and your voice and so forth, okay? Erb's palsy, babies are born with osteoporosis of the skull. Babies are born with it. It's called Erb's palsy. They're paralyzed from the neck down. And so doctors don't know this. So I suggested they call this, all these different diseases, these 12 diseases and spinal cord stuff, okay, south of the skull, it should all go under something called Wallach's fibrosis, because when you saw that skull, that picture on page number 6, okay, it's all in your head, okay, you can see why I'm called Wallach's fibrosis, because that skull, you got it, Becca? Yeah, there you go. Lift it higher, 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 higher. There you go. You see how thick it is? It's squeezing all those nerves. That's why you have all these different symptoms. You're going to 10 different specialty doctors to try and treat all these different things, when really all you have to do is take the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, take the MSM, take the collagen peptides, take vitamin D3, take the Synaptive, take the I-26. It all goes away. We've been doing this for a long time. As Rebecca said, we've been doing this for over 3 years, and we're at the point now we have enough information. We're going on to the next step. Okay, don't forget the flip chart. We'll be ready. We're pushing hard for the end of this month. Okay, I'm very excited about this. This is going to be a big deal, because this army we've built now is going to be armed with the best weapons to heal. Okay, here we come, world.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. And folks, you can get Dr. Wallach's books at drjwallach.com. That is drjwallach.com. So, Doc, you did a great job of going through the nerves. There are so many conditions.
Well, we were just talking about nerves, above the shoulder blades. We didn't talk about all the nerves, going down into your arms and to the heart and to the intestines and to the legs and the pelvis and all that stuff, sciatica and all these things. I mean, it would take a day to go through all those hundreds of nerves.
Well, and that's why we've got books, Dr. Wallach, so
That's right.
people can go through it and get those little nuggets of information on their time, and as they
can look up a specific question, and it'll take you right to that page.
For what?
You can look in the front of the book and look at the chapters and say, oh, go to page so and so. You don't have to read the whole book. You use it as a reference. Okay.
Well, that's what I do. I use it as a reference. I go to the back of the book and I look up all the different specific things that I want. It takes me, some of these books, Dr. Wallach, you'll have one topic mentioned 5-6 times throughout the book. So you get more information about each one. I love rabbit trails. So maybe that's why I love your book. But it allows me to be able to look at the different areas and how they all connect. Because we are one human being. We are connected. All of our cells, our nerves, everything connects in some way, shape, or form, that when something's going awry, it's not just that one thing that is affected, but multiple things throughout the body. So that's why we nourish the body as a whole and not just this and this, this and this. It's let's give our body everything, folks. And then if there are things where we have become severely deficient and it's caused some damage and degeneration, whatever words you want to use in there, you just give the body extra of that in a form. And it's not just extra of that one thing. There's cofactors, and it has to be in a form that the body can actually absorb. And we have to make sure that our digestive system is also intact so that we can get the best absorption. And that's one thing that the I-26 does as well, Dr. Wallach. So it's not just the cholesterol for the brain, but it also helps with the digestive system. So you have that gut-brain connection. So as the gut is working better, so does the brain. And I love that. Well, Dr. Wallach, let's go ahead and get to some questions. And folks, if you have questions and you are here live with us in DailywithDocZoom.com, you are more than welcome to raise your hand or put your question in the comments. If somebody has put their question in the comments, one of my amazing co-hosts will then raise their hand and read your question, because we've got so much going on here. I might miss something. I don't like missing anything. And that's why I have a team to help make sure that we are serving you best. And we also have people out on YouTube and Rumble with the chats. So folks, I've got people watching those channels as well. As your questions are being posted, we're getting some answers to you. And if it's something that we need to ask live, then they will come up, raise their hand, and ask as well. But Dr. Wallach, we have hundreds of emails that come in. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple emails that have come in recently. And we have Bill, Dr. Wallach, who is writing in, says, my heart valve, according to doctors, says the valve closes prematurely when letting blood out or in. It's quite annoying. Anything in particular that I can take? Now, Bill is 200 pounds at 6'1" and is 72 to age. So what would you recommend for Bill, Dr. Wallach?
Okay, with that limited information, number one, he's got to get rid of all the bad foods: no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no barley, around oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet drinks and the carbonated water need to go. And 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. Full dose of everything twice a day. A full dose of everything twice a day. Then he needs the MSM. Get 2 bottles a month of MSM. So you take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. And going to support and promote maintenance repair, again, of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, including the heart valves and the tendons that bring the heart valve to the muscles in the heart and all that kind of stuff. That's all connected, right? Then it needs the, let's see here, I'd go in the brain with the synaptive, get 2 bottles of synaptive, so you take 3 of those twice a day. And then I like the Cardio FX, take 2 doses a day of the Cardio FX, and you're going to be getting the selenium in the 2 doses of the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. And let's see here. I think that's going to cover what we need to cover.
All right. I think
one
so
other
too.
thing now, don't forget the I-26, because you want the nerves coming down from the brain to the heart and cranial nerve number 10, the vagus nerves. So you need I-26 also, 2 doses a day of that. I like the chewables, tastes like vanilla, about the size of a quarter. And if I take 3 a day, I weigh 142. and it comes in powder and capsules and the chewables. I like the chewables. Any way you can do it, that's going to help get the information from the brain to the heart.
Yeah, so the chewables come in a vanilla flavor, and they also come in a coconut banana or banana coconut flavor also. The powder, folks, if you like eclairs and you like the taste of the shell of the eclair, and this is without the gluten, of course, the powder itself just mixed in water, it reminds me of that egg shell or that pastry puff taste flavor that comes with the eclair. So, and then just add a little bit of the keto chocolate shake in there. I think I'm going to try that, Doc. That sounds really good. All right. Thank you so much for that. And folks, if you're listening and you hear information that you can relate to, or you know somebody that could benefit from this information, please make sure that you have liked and subscribed to our channel and share it with others. You can share the whole channel. You can even share just individual videos and let them know what section that you want them to particularly pay attention to. But we hope that you find value, as ZZ Captain does, out in YouTube, in the message and the information that we are sharing here on Daily with Doc. Now, if somebody shared this program with you, make sure that you get back with them and ask them, how can I get these products that Dr. Wallach is talking about? Because we have an amazing army of health coaches and people that are just health enthusiasts that have decided to join us and have a business as an independent associate with Longevity, which is the company that Dr. Wallach founded, and providing products that we can be confident in delivering what they say they deliver. If it's marked on the canister as to what's in it, we do third-party testing to verify that that's what's on it, and you'll find that validation logo on the products as well. So if you have nobody that you have ever spoken with and you would like to speak with a certified holistic health coach, or you would like to just get the products, you can go to DailywithDoc.com. We do have a store there with all the products that Dr. Wallach is mentioning, and you can use that contact option to reach out with some questions. Let us know what concerns you, and make sure that you sign up for our newsletter, as we do send out invitations and also the replays with descriptions of our programming. The next question, Dr. Wallach, I want to go to is from Julie. Julie is writing in about her husband. He is 69 years old, 200 pounds. He has esophagus cancer. Oh, no, wait. Esophagus cancer free over a year now. He's doing good, except for low pressure. They have gone to many doctors and no reason why. He has had problems before the cancer was diagnosed. They went to cardiac, an endocrinologist, and a neurologist, Dr. Wallach, trying to figure out why he has low blood pressure. So I know there's
Bradycardia.
And bradycardia, which is the low, right?
Bradycardia is slow heart rate. Yeah.
Okay. So what would be causing
osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing? Okay, is squeezing the 10th cranial nerve.
Okay, so osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing the 10th cranial nerve, folks. If you've got, is that just low heart rate, or does that have to do with the blood pressure also?
Well, when you have a slow heart rate, the odds are you're going to have low blood pressure. Okay.
Okay, and so you don't want a super fast heart rate.
You want the normal heart rate, which runs from somewhere between 60 and 80 resting. Okay. And then if you're busy working hard physically, it might go up to 110, something like that is normal. Okay. But you don't want to be getting down to 0, because that's not good. You don't want to be going to 200. That's not good. Okay, so there is a normal range, and then there's a normal optimal range, and both at rest and at exercise.
All right. Thank you so much for that. I'm sure that information is going to be useful for somebody also, because I know when I do my workouts, Dr. Wallach, I can get up to 137, 138 heart rate. And then I just know that I'm burning fat. At least that's what the machine tells me I am doing. So, all right. And let's go to another question here, Dr. Wallach. And we have Eleanor. She says, my daughter has passed, or which I'm going to say has been diagnosed with ALS. That's neurological, isn't it? Some research says that Lyme disease can be the root cause of many wasting diseases. What are your thoughts, Dr. Wallach?
Okay, amyotrophic sclerosis, okay, stuff going on in the brain, okay, is caused by a demyelinating thing, and this is and the skull squeezing the brain and the cranial nerves and the spinal cord. So the range of symptoms is quite wide, and everybody doesn't have all the same symptoms, okay? And so it's one of those things where, do we have any weight on this daughter, or are we just going to go by 100 pounds?
Let's just go by 100 pounds.
Okay, so for a 100-pound person, they want to get rid of all the bad foods: no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no butter, rye, oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. The diet one's got to go, and also carbonated water got to go. I also want this young lady, to take per 100 pounds of body weight, 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month. If she only weighs 110 pounds, it'd be half a dose of everything twice a day. If she weighs 135 to 150 pounds or more, she'd be taking 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. Okay, that'd be a full dose twice a day. Then I want her to take the MSM, 2 bottles a month of the MSM. So you take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. That'll help rebuild the skull, rebuild all the other bones in the body from arthritis and osteoporosis and squeezing nerves and that kind of stuff. And then we also wanted to have the collagen peptides, take a scoop of that in the morning, drinks with the evening drink, again, to rebuild the skull and the vertebrae and so on. And then, okay, we want her to have the synaptive. Take 2 bottles a month of the synaptive, so the brain cells can talk to each other. The spinal cord can talk to the brain talk to the spinal cord. Also, I wanted to have, in addition to the synaptive, I wanted to have the I-26. Okay, I'd go with 3 doses a day of the I-26, and she needs to eat 3 eggs twice a day with soft yolk, soft boiled, soft poached, soft scrambled butter. And let's see here. I think we've covered the waterfront, and so let's go with that and have them contact us back. ALS and things of that nature. Okay, anything that has to do with myelin and the white matter of the brain and spinal cord is easily repaired. Okay, because remember, it's made out of cholesterol. When you take the synaptive, you take the I-26, you're eating your 3 eggs twice a day and avoiding all the bad stuff so you can absorb, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no butter, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Miracles happen. The good Lord's given us a way to deal with this. And of course, many of these diseases are all new. They did not occur hundreds of years ago. You have to appreciate, we go back, and that's why we came up with this book, okay?
Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen, okay? Named after that district in New York City where everything bad goes on, okay? And that's because for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, we were using wood and coal as fuel, putting the wood ashes and coal ashes into our gardens and into our food as a spice. We're getting our minerals that way because the plants are sucking up the minerals, and people didn't know that the plants were sucking up minerals, but they did know that when you put the wood ashes and coal ashes into the gardens, that they got more yield in their garden. So that's why they did it. Okay. And then at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday, September 4th, 1882, on Pearl Street in New York City, in the bluff overlooking construction of Brooklyn Bridge, Thomas Edison pulled the switch. Within 18 years, by 1900, at the turn of the century, suddenly now I had 50 new diseases nobody ever seen before because they weren't getting a source of minerals anymore. They were not getting a source of minerals anymore because there's no minerals in electricity like there was in wood and coal. And the doctors, just eat well, you get everything you need. That wasn't true anymore. And of course, nutritional minerals do not occur in a uniform blanket around the crust of the earth. They occur in veins like gold and silver. And you can be eating the same recipe that your twin brothers or twin sisters eating, and they're 3 states away. They don't have any problems. You're going to 20 different specialists because you have 20 different diseases, because you're getting vegetables from the grocery store that are grown in a field that only has 3 minerals, and they're eating vegetables that have 48 minerals in the field. Got it?
I got it.
Okay.
And I know that whenever I started doing it, Dr. Wallach, my whole life changed. So I have you to thank for that. Thank you
And
so much.
you have personal testimony.
I do have a personal testimony, as do many, 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 many people around the world.
Thousands. At this point, we're thousands of people that we have pulled out of the fire, pulled out of the hole. Okay. Thousands, not dozens, thousands. Okay. So we're very, very excited about that. And now this army, we have, just like in the army we have for the government, they have all these branches. Well, we have all these branches, branch in every country in our army. And so this is we're going to kick butt here. We're ready to go. And this is why I want 10,000 lectures a day. This is why we came up with the idea of having this flip chart, so everybody could give my lectures with all the pictures and everything in color. Very famous people. We reverse diseases, very common diseases: arthritis, high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, gastrointestinal problems, asthma, you name it, receding gums.
All types of conditions, Dr. Wallach, have been associated with nutritional deficiencies,
Including osteoporosis of the skull.
osteoporosis of the skull. And, whenever you started longevity, it was called American Longevity.
Yes.
It was primarily based in the United States, but you wanted to go beyond the walls of the United States, or the boundaries of the United States. So it became longevity. And I love the fact, Dr. Wallach, that longevity does have certain countries that they ship directly to. But for those countries that we do not ship directly to, there's this amazing business called shippers. So you can create an account with a shipper, and there's several of them. Just Google, find out which ones ship to your country, create a US shipper account, then longevity will process the order and ship it to your address at that shipper, and then the shipper ships it to you. So you got to get a little bit creative sometimes, but if there's a will, there is a way. And folks, all around the world, there are diseases that are caused by nutritional deficiencies. So let's not let anything get in the way of being able to help people, Doc. There's
all human beings require the same nutrients. It doesn't matter if you're male, female, doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter what country you come from, what language you speak. All human beings require the same nutrients. And so that's why in the beginning I said I have to raise an army. Just opening a clinic and having 6 or 8 patients come to me once or twice a week wasn't cutting it. I said, I have to do something different here. And that's why I chose the home business, to get into everybody's home so everybody could be part of the army. And it's not just me. And this has worked out beautifully. We have a great team in the home office. I cannot thank them enough for all they do. And they are, just like our army in the United States. We have, what's it called? It's a big, big thing in Washington, D.C., where they have all their main office.
Pentagon?
What?
Pentagon?
The Pentagon. There you go. So we're acting like the Pentagon for world health. Okay. And so I'm very, very excited about that. And it's just the beginning.
Yes, it is just the beginning. So yes, I understand that around the world, and as there are questions that are and comments that are coming up here on YouTube, Dr. Wallach, around the world, they have certain political unrest, which prevents certain things from coming into their countries. But the nice thing that I've found so far from experience working with countries like South Africa and South Sudan and Nigeria and Kenya is the foundational products, Dr. Wallach, the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, the Healthy Start Pack, the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. Those products, we have not
Sweetie,
had any problems getting into different countries. So they go through customs, and it's been very, very nice to be able to get that message saying, I got my products. How do I take it? It's like, yes. So check your email. I sent you the instructions. But there's lots of different things that we can do, folks, to make sure that people are getting the nutrition that they need. And even if it's just the foundation can be beneficial before and after birth. And for those that are looking to start families, start now. For grandparents that are looking forward to having healthy grandbabies, or parents looking forward to having healthy grandbabies, get your kids started now on a nutritional program that is not null and void of the nutrients that we need, like our food supply has become. We have to be intentional in what we put in our mouth so that we can be intentional about claiming the health journey that we want to claim.
yeah,
Now, yes,
well
magnets.
said,
I
well
just,
said. But you
just,
have to watch it, because I ask people all the time, do you take supplements? Oh yeah, I've been taking supplements for years. What do you take? I take vitamin C faithfully every day. Well, what about the other 79? What about the other 89? I eat well. Okay, well, that's why you're calling me, because you have 18 different diseases. Vitamin C doesn't cover, all these different diseases. You have to take the whole spectrum. You don't just buy a car and say, I just want the brakes. Don't give me the rest of the car. I just want the brakes.
yeah, I totally can relate to that, Dr. Wallach. But I was taking more than just vitamin C, and I don't think I was taking zinc, but I counted it up when I first started with longevity. I had one of the big storage containers that a popular plastic home storage company sells, full of supplements. I counted 39 different bottles of products that I was taking, and I was taking them pretty regular, and I wasn't feeling any difference. I could stop them. I didn't feel a difference. I could start them. I didn't feel a difference. But when I started on your program with the nutrients that are synergistically blended to work together in a balance, I was feeling, significant results. Like when you've lived most of your life with a nonstop migraine, and some days are worse than others, but it's always there, and then you don't have one within 2 weeks, I was sold. If that was the only thing at that time that the supplements gave me, was to be migraine free, then I was thankful. But after those 3 months, Dr. Wallach, of being on the program, I gave you 90 days. I had lost 20 pounds. I no longer had the symptoms of fibromyalgia, which I had pain throughout my whole entire body. I was looking at carpal tunnel syndrome. I had severe pain in my wrists with numbness in my hands. I had plantar fasciitis. My feet just killed me, killed me. A torn hip capsule, degenerative bone and disc disease, herniated discs. It just goes on and on. I was way too young to feel that decrepit and old. And thankfully, I have stuck with it, and it has paid off both physically and financially, and the relationships that I've been able to find and acquire that have given me a full life, Dr. Wallach. So I just want to thank you for all that you have started with this company called Longevity. I want to just make sure that you get to your next program to help even more people on time and not late. So I am going to let you go so that you can do that, and you're not having to just, hurry up, because we've got 10 minutes to get there. But thankful for these Zooms and being able to come to you right there in your homes, in your cars, wherever you are plugging into, and bringing information that is empowering, that allows you to be able to take your health into your own hands and claim a different health journey, or maintain a fabulous health journey if that's where you're at. Let's support what we have been given as our body. Because if we got garbage coming in, we're going to end up with garbage going out and not enjoy life later. So if I could get my co-hosts on with me, I just want to do a special shout out. Phyllis, thank you so much for being out there. Bye, Dr. Wallach.
Guys, thank
To
you.
you again tomorrow.
Yes.
And if somebody could put him in the waiting room, if you would, please, that would be absolutely fantastic. If you cannot, I can. Perfect. That way, whenever he gets on the radio program, he doesn't hear us still talking. So can be problematic with all the technologies and stuff going on, but I do want to do a shout out to all of our distributors around the world. I see South Africa is in the house, Tennessee's in the house, Texas is in the house, Nevada and New York, New Jersey. My goodness, who else? California here with me. So excited to have so many people that are joining efforts with us and spreading this message so that more and more people can feel the difference. So, Phyllis, out there on YouTube and Rumble and Facebook, AJ, so nice to see your face here with us here in the Zoom. Also making sure he's sitting in for Ruth Ellen today, and making sure that the streams are all going the way that they are supposed to, and learning that whole side, adding to his technical skills. So thank you so much for that, AJ. And Sherry, making sure everybody gets in and all the cameras and people are doing what they're supposed to do. And Marilyn putting all that information, along with Phyllis, into the chat. So folks, if you're watching us out there as one of the live streams or even a replay, we are here Monday through Friday from 12 to 12:50-ish Pacific time, and you are welcome to join us here on DailywithDocZoom.com. I just want to thank all of you who invited guests. So JP, thank you so much for being my guest here on Daily with Doc Zoom. And Albert down in South Africa, thank you. Kathy, joining us here, thank you. We love and appreciate you all. We've got lots of people that don't have their cameras on that I don't know, when you have first names, you want to make sure that you're not calling them out in the wrong state. But it's just amazing, folks, what the body can do when you give it the right stuff, and then you join arms with a community that is supportive and uplifting. I mean, we're looking holistic, not just the food that you put in your mouth or the supplements that you put in the mouth, but feeding the whole entire body. And we teach that in the Holistic Health Coach Certification course offered by the Institute of Holistic Health. If you have never heard of it before and you are invited by somebody specific, make sure you get back with them and ask them if they know anything about this Certified Holistic Health Coach course, because they may have their own information to share with you. But if they don't know anything, feel free to go to coachwithbecca.com. That's coachwithbecca.com, and get more information about our Certified Holistic Health Coach course. We do have a payment plan that has recently become available, which I'm super excited about. The people that weren't able to do the whole, which for a course that teaches you about nutrition and how to be a health coach and build a business with it, not just how to listen and talk to people. You're looking at less than $1,500 for the course. And then when you break it down into payments, makes it even more attainable. So folks, take advantage of that. Even if you only want to use it for your own benefit or that within your own family, it's well worth it. But if you want to build a business, we're here to help you do that as well. So we meet you where you're at. And that's in health and nutrition and also building a business. My name is Becca Dukes. I am honored to be the hostess of this program, the leader of this team within the Critical Health News team, and the lead trainer within the Critical Health Newsletter portion of the Critical Health News team. All those things. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel here on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, so that you don't miss out. And if you'd like to get in contact with somebody or you have a question for Dr. Wallach, make sure you go to our website, DailywithDoc.com, and we will make sure that you get an answer to your questions. Until next time, bye for now.